Hello everyone, welcome to our very first Nightingale Survival Guide. Very excited about this game and all the guides that we are going to make for it, because there's a lot to talk about with this game. There is a lot. So if you want if you're interested in some tips, or if you are a master of the game and you want to share your knowledge, subscribe, talk in the comments with everybody else, let's have a good old time. But let's get right into this. So I think one of the best kind of beginner guides to talk about with this game is it's like the core mechanic of Nightingale, and that is realm cards. What are they? What do they do? How do you get them? All that, we're going to cover it. So let's start with like the very basic. What are realm cards? Well, basically, realm cards are a way to kind of, for one, create like new realms, which are basically worlds that you explore, that you can extract resources from, and some that you can actually build like new bases on. And then there are also some that modify existing worlds. So like I could, if I wanted to, modify this current realm that I'm in right now, that I'm using as for my base location mostly. So that's kind of like how they do it. They are a means of creating worlds that you explore, which is really fun because you could end up making a number of different kind of worlds with different threat levels and different kind of resources and weather types and biomes and just about everything. So it kind of makes the game it gives it a lot of replayability, if you will, because there's obviously a goal to the game, which is to get to the city of Nightingale. But how you get there's so many different ways for you to take, which is, in my opinion, pretty fun. So that's kind of like what they are. Now, you might be wondering, cool, but how do I get these? And there's quite a few ways. One of them is kind of like what I'm looking at right now, this structure. This is kind of like a dungeon, if you will. If I were to go in there and complete it, there is a realm card that I can get. And then use that to either open up like a new realm to explore, or to like modify the world, whatever that card ends up being. But that's basically the kind of idea, is that you go through a dungeon, and then at the end there's a very good chance there's a card there waiting for you. Another way to get some realm cards is to go to an essence trader, who we have right here. This is Harry, the essence trader, and we'll get our HUD here so we can talk to him. And we see right here we have a realm cards section where we can make different cards. We can make this here estate address card, which basically says to go directly to a specific player's abeyance realm. So we can basically give this to a friend, and we can visit their realm and hang out with them if we want to. There's these explorer cards that says play this card to travel more quickly, improving your resistances to most forms of damage while reducing the damage that you can deal. So this is kind of like a modifier card that you could play in your world, which would basically do that for you. There's this one here that like improves your fishing skill and also just makes it so there's like more fish in the world. And then feast as well, where like you don't become hungry quite as quickly, and you can heal from those items as well. So that's pretty, like, those are kind of like modifier cards, I would say, which will go into the different types of cards that are available. But that's kind of how you get it. And then you can also get cards by completing different puzzles or challenges that exist within the realm. I tend to get, again, modifier cards. Like if we go to my inventory real fast, we can see that I have like a feast card, an industry card, a quarry card, a tempest card, and a treasury card. And I got all of these just by completing some of the puzzles, or the dangers, the bound outposts, if you will, here on this realm. So that's another way that you can get realm cards. So let's talk about like the different types that there are. Obviously, we'll kind of just go into this again. These are what I would all classify as like minor cards, and they're really just like modifiers basically for the world or realm that you are in. So if I wanted to, I could take this to a machine called the Realmic Transmuter, quite the name, I know, and I'd feed it into there, and then that would change this world. And we'll kind of go into that just so you can see what it's like in a little bit later here. But that's kind of like what these guys do. These are the minor cards. Then there's also biome cards, where they, much like their name suggests, they will determine what kind of biome the realm that you want to go to is. So I have this forest biome right here, but there's abundance of other biomes. There's like the swamp biome, there's a desert biome, there's a bunch of them out there. So that basically determines like kind of like the landscape that you're exploring and the resources that are going to spawn, because they make sense for that kind of realm or biome. So that's the biome cards. There's also simple like type cards, for lack of a better word, and they kind of determine the difficulty of the realm. So there's a bunch of these type cards. So as an example, there's an abeyance card, and that is basically the one that you play when you want to build a base. On that card, it tends to be like a safer zone, a safer realm than some of these other cards. For example, there's also Antiquarian, there's Astrolabe, there's a Provisioner card, an Herbarium card, a Gloom card, and a Hunt card. So all those different cards basically have like varying difficulties. Like it'll have like higher tier enemies spawn in some more than others. So that's very helpful if you need like a specific kind of crafting resource or something, and there's only a specific type of enemy that drops it. You might want to like play that kind of card to go to that realm, and then go fight what you got to fight to get what you got to need that you need and all that. So those are like the three main cards basically. There's the biome, the major type, and then there's these minor modifier cards. It's a lot, I know. But you can also craft cards as well, and you'll typically need to do that if like you want to make like a specific like modifier card or something. And you are able to make these. All you need is a simple enchanter's focus, which is a workbench, and you can actually buy that the blueprint for that from the essence trader as well. Now any kind of like enchanter's focus sort of table will work, but at the very least you need the simple one. And then how do you use that? Basically, you would access the bench, and then you'll see like a blueprint of the cards that you have, the cards that you can make. And it'll tell you need like this amount of paper, this amount of ink, and then you just craft it in there like any other kind of like item that you're crafting, basically. And that's how that process sort of works if you want to craft your own realm cards. Now, let's talk about using these. There's two ways to use realm cards. We're going to make our way to the Realmic Transmuter. If we can find it on our thing here again, because I kind of stumbled upon it. Oh, there we are. Our Realmic Transmuter. Let's just add a waymaker right there so I know kind of the general direction we're going. There we go. And so, yes, there's two ways to use realm cards. The kind of like the big story progression way is by a portal. And with the portal, you'll need a biome and type card because, again, the biome determines what kind of landscape you're going to. And then the type card determines, what enemies are going to spawn there, how dangerous it's going to be, all of that. Oh, hello, all the boars in the world. So that's kind of how that works. And then over here, we have... So that's when you want to change, like, just to add. That's when you change to a different realm or a different world. And that's, again, the kind of like the core idea of Nightingale is to go to these different realms that you can eventually make it to Nightingale, the city. All right, do those guys follow us? We got to do some fighting. Are we okay? I think we're okay. And then if you want to like modify your current world, you need to go to here, a Realmic Transmuter, which is what it looks like here. You can kind of look for these little guys, but mostly just like this little globe looking thing. And if we kind of interact with this, we can play a minor card. Now, I wouldn't mind, goodness gracious, maybe we'll do... Tempted for that, to be honest, but let's just go a quarry card because we're starting to get into ore. So we'll say we will play this. So it says play this card to increase stone yield, reduce the time needed to refine stone products, and improve the quality of stone items at the cost of other materials' effectiveness. So basically, we'll just increase our stone yield. And then kind of sees here that this additionally crafted tool items have blocking efficiency plus, critical damage plus, range damage, blah, blah, blah. The environment has a dusty and clouds are heavy. So let's apply it and see what happens, shall we? Boom. So we have entered... or modified our existing realm. It's technically the same realm, we've just modified it in a way. And you can see that, like I said, that it is very heavy cloudy. We got kind of like this dusty aesthetic going on now. A lot more stones. You can see a bunch of stones over there have spawned and stuff like that. So We've basically made this place a lot more rocky, which is great because I do need to to stock up on stone. But that's kind of how it works. If you want to change and go to like a new world or a realm, you're gonna need to go to the portal, which for us on our map is like up here, I believe, right? Yeah, the portal's right there for us. We're down here. And then if you want to modify your world right now, your realm right now, you just go here, play a minor card, and boom. And that is basically how realm cards work. They're a little bit, they kind of throw these at you a lot in the tutorial, and it's kind of like, they do a pretty decent job of explaining it, but there's like a lot of like little details that they don't go into too much. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you have any other questions, do let me know. I'm happy to answer if I know. Hopefully I know. And if not, I'll find out. But that's about it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.